First and foremost, a very warm welcome for each one of you present with us today, for taking a time off on a Saturday afternoon and being a part of this mind-blowing mega panel discussion, which is the lifeline for K-12 schools organized by Kizzer Technologies. Now, this is by far one of the best panel discussions that I have been a part of personally in the recent times, because the people who are involved in this panel discussion are one of the stalwarts of their industries who are sharing their insights, wisdom, and expertise with us. And before I introduce these mighty minds, I would also like to thank our sponsors, and which is Vio AV Systems India, who is our safety partner for this session. And it's a company located in Bengaluru who specialize in futuristic technology products and solution. And the foundation of this organization, which is built on three I's, which is innovation, improvisation, and Indianization for Digital India and Smart City initiatives. And they've been very involved in education, as that has been the focus area where they have specialized in virtual classroom, delivery platforms for training, supporting softwares, and suites which are helping end users. And they've also introduced digital notice boards, live lecture captures, streaming solutions, along with robotic IoT labs and artificial intelligence interface. Now, their core focus is on creating the best user experience by providing quality products and application and serving the needs of customers effectively and affordably. We thank you for supporting us with this session. And we also have our Y1 Edu Solution, which is our training partner who's supporting us in this endeavor of this discussion that we're going to have. And we do have our edutainment partner, which is Spellbee League, which is a unique learning and entertaining spelling show for children, which is designed keeping in mind the three basic aspects of learning, especially for children, which is visual, auditory, and kinesthetics, with sole purpose of creating new opportunities for our nation's whiz masters across the globe. And that's what makes it one of the unique platforms for children and game shows and for learning. And we also have our one-stop solution schooling supply partner, which is School Needs, and we have the founders joining in as well. And our exclusive robotic and artificial intelligence partner, which is the 3DI School Needs. 3DI New Zealand, which is specializing in AI and robotics. Now, thank you so much, each one of our partners, for supporting this amazing discussion that we are going to have. Two things which is I can promise you. One thing is we are having this discussion afternoon. What you will not be sleepy. That is a promise from my end. Will not put you to sleep. Second thing, the pure reason why this panel discussion has been such an amazing initiative is because I have the mighty minds included in this discussion who are joining us today and this afternoon, which is going to make this one of the best panel discussions. To start with, I humbly welcome and invite our guest for the day, which is Dr. Shashi Pandey Sharma, who is the MD for EduTalk and also the director for DVM Group of Schools, along with being the vice chairman for Children Education Trust. A warm and a humble welcome to you, ma'am, if you're joining us. And I have our energetic mastermind, and again, an industry might in her own way, which is Dr. Hemalata Murthy, ma'am, who is the director and principal of White Petals Group of Institution. And she's been in the field of education for 23 years, and with a one single view in changing the trend and modulation in our education community by blending Gurukula method of learning in the new age tech era. Now, the man himself who's made these sessions possible the mastermind in terms of creating brands and supporting brands, which is Khizr Ahmed, who's the founder and director of Khizr Technologies, who's currently in Bangalore. And his favorite pastime is understanding the psychology of human-computer interaction. That's a fascinating pastime. And also, he is been very passionate about technology support for brands, which includes web developments, app developments, and they have been creating bootstrap design to support all the educations, institutions to adapt and evolve in this digital era. And he is also the mastermind creating a platform which is called as ClickArt, which is a non-profit organization which is imparting quality education to photography professionals across the globe. We welcome you today, Khizr, for this amazing session that we're going to have.
Thank you,
and joining this industry mites is one very fascinating girl that I have been introduced to, very, very inspiring for myself, which is Ria, who is the director of Arya Institute, and also an author who has penned down the life story of the Iron Lady of India, which is Kiran Bedi, and which is called as Era of Equality. And this amazing writing, that a book that she has penned down, was launched by Kiran Bedi itself. And it's a great pleasure and it's an honor to have you among us, Ria. It's an absolute delight. All right. So let's get started. So how many of you, if you are ready, I want everybody to keep three things in mind. I will have my chat screen on throughout the session. Three basic things that we will have. One is, if you all can put your phones on the silent mode, not to interrupt the session, and everybody go on mute when other speaker is talking. That would be a really helpful. Second thing, I want this to be the most interactive session that we can have. So I want everybody to ask questions, because I'm going to ask a lot of questions myself, because we have so many mighty minds among us. So let us learn more from them. And second, please, in case you are, I want each one of you to know that there can be two things that we can make out of this situation which is happening. Now, one is, we can continue to moan, complain, and criticize everything that is happening around us, or we are adapting, we are in the eye of the hurricane, and we learn, we evolve, and we take over the situation and make changes that is required. So we all become the wonderful learners today. So I'm happy that I have each one of you here, because already you have taken the first step, and we will definitely be talking about something really, really important for each one of us in this digital era, and how we can make an impact while everybody are worried about the situation, how we can impact lives, make changes, and be positive ourselves. So let me get started. Before I could introduce my next panelist and my fellow panelists as a part of this discussion, how many of you, and I want everybody to just give me a good yes if you're all set to have an amazing session in the chat rooms. I need more thumbs ups and chats coming throughout the session. So can we get started, people? Are you all ready? Yes? So yeah, I need more yeses coming in. Otherwise, you need to encourage us. Yeah. So yeah, I have Punya, Nitya, Mohan, Chandrasekhar, Dr. Geeta Venkat, everybody going, yeah, yes, absolutely. Amit, yeah. So let me talk about, and how many of you, okay, now I'll have a simple question. Can you all tell me, yes, now that is how I know that everybody are excited to be a part of it. Amazing to see so many S's. Keep it coming. How many of you are aware of PR as a topic? How many of you know about this? What does PR mean? Please start typing in if any of you are familiar with this terminology. Yeah. Can I have more answers coming in? Do you know what does PR mean, or what a PR stands for? Public relationship, yes. Dr. Ramani in the house. Yes, great. Angel Eyes. Yes, yes. Public relationship. Yes, yes. Vasundhara is here. Yes, correct. Absolutely right. Now, why is this so important? Because I have been fortunate enough to deal with people, not only just in India, globally, because my work has taken me to places, and I've met some amazing, amazing people in the social enterprise segment or the NGO segment that what we call in India, and I've been working with them very closely, working with children across the world. When we were having a discussion, when we initially started off, I met a few of the people initially from the NGO background, and I met one of the most powerful and influential women, and also to be in a way my own personal mentor, who was Dr. Vani Khare. And she also mentioned that there was a famous phrase that we used to use whenever we used to go and do a lot of charity work. Now, charity can be done with your H&M blazers as well, is the famous statement that she used to tell in most of the talks. The reason behind there is no... Sorry, who was that? Okay, yes. So, yes, amazing. So she said charity can be made, there's no costume for charity, or there's no costume. We've all, whenever we used to talk about charity, we've had people wearing those dungy clothes or khadis. There was a dress code for charity. But unfortunately, I mean, that mostly is what we have. So in the same way, how we redefined the way that people pursued NGOs, now education sector is getting redefined in multiple folds in the recent times. And it's a huge paradigm shift that we are going through. Now, I have been into colleges, I have been a part of schooling, and I've been a part of education institutions, which are state-of-the-art education institution globally, and they have one role or a job role in that, which is synonymous and part of their regular IT setup, or a teacher fraternity, or is a public relationship officer, or it's a PR company that they would have hired to do the PR activity for schools. Now, the two things which I've always told when I started my own organization, which is a few organizations that I'm associated with, is we all are doing amazing, fascinating work as educationists. Now, you have been doing... I would request somebody to go on mute. I think somebody is on unmute. Okay. So what happens is, why public relationship is such an essential and integral part of any organization that starts off. Because most of the organizations, even today, I've been working with one of the amazing education institutions, but they all say, hey, we have been doing fantastic work. We have made changes and impacted lives for decades together. And it's always been that one parent has gone and always told the other parent about how the education institution has made an impact in their own life. And then the word of mouth is what they call this in the marketing terminology, has always brought people to us. We never had to go and tell what we have been doing, because few of the education fraternity people, we didn't have to blow our own trumpets in order to talk, is what they told when I spoke about what they think of PR and branding, marketing as a platform for them. Now, this is exactly what I told when my, my discussion that was happening. There are two industries that need the PR the most. One is the NGO sector, because they're impacting so many lives, and they're not beggars, but they're supposed to be treated as a difference maker in the world, because people have taken that as a profession. Taking philanthropy as a profession, living all the luxuries and going to remote areas and doing what they're doing needs a lot of guts, courage, and empathy. Now, the second industry which is needed of marketing, branding, PR as an inbuilt ecosystem is our education industry. The reason being, all the teachers, this is what I term them usually as grow givers. They've always been the grow givers of our lives. Because anybody, if I have to go back and ask, I can ask anybody for that matter. And I want, again, yes, if you all second this, if somebody asks you, which is the most memorable time of your life, we have always gone back to and said, it's our school days. How many of you agree with me on that? I need more yeses coming. So all of you agree that our school days has been the most impactful life part of our lives, and we are today what we are because of our schools. And that has been a very, very fascinating period for everybody in life. Yes. So, and that is exactly why an education institution should have a professional PR or a public relationship to articulate the good work that we have all been doing. And because if I am one person to know amazing work a school is doing, how will the other person know? Yes, the entire education ecosystem. Because I would not call this a system. I had somebody tell me that it's a community. The education community itself needs to rethink the way that they're positioning themselves in the society. Because each one of you have made impacts in millions and millions of lives year on year. Because I keep telling this in most of my talk. ABC, A to Z has never changed. 1 to 100, your numbers have never changed, but teachers, our educationists, our education community is the one who has devised new ways and suiting every era of children coming in new and communicating the same message in the most innovative way possible. And that with that, I'm opening this forum with a request with everybody saying that let's weave in and articulate the amazing work that you're doing by having a public relationship involvement in your individual organization. Why? It is not about marketing. It is not about branding. It is about inspiring more people. It is talking about the life impact, as we have been talking about, because I year on year go back to my teachers and my school. I kind your alumni will kind of want to talk about their stories, the impact that you have created. So the more you articulate these messages of the work that you've been doing, this will also help you overcome challenging times like these, which this has given a fascinating platform for us to emerge, engage, and evolve in multiple folds by also involving a lot of people, which I have amazing people who will be sharing their thoughts and views about what is the lifeline for the K-12 segments. Because I've seen my friends who are selling off their schools, they're not being able to sustain the period onslaught the situation is bringing on them. But there are other set of, educationists and my fraternity friends and people that I look up to, who said, yes, we have been, it's not, no different for us. We've still been emerging, we've still been working. Yeah, everything is going smooth for us and we're having a great time, in fact. And I asked them, what was this? They said, when Microsoft or a Google or an IBM or any of these, you can take any brands. Because PR has been a terminology what people thought is only limited to celebrities, because we can tell they all have PR managers, or it was only dependent to a corporate a company which was taking care of that, involving that. But the schools who had these minds coming together from global platform, which because having a PR as a part of your payroll or a part of your like how you have your health a support system, for anything else, you need to have a support system to articulate what you're doing, because you guys are doing amazing work. So my request to all the participants here, or the educationists and industry mites, is to encourage the implementation of public relationship in your day-to-day platforms. Only with, let us all get inspired and inspire more people, because you're all doing fantastic work. So that's the reason why PR is required. This should reach more people. More people should know about all the amazing things we are doing. All more people should know about the lives that you're impacting. More people should know how innovative your teachers are. More people should know how soulful your children are in your campus, in your schools. Share your stories about your children, their families. We have parents who are doing amazing work. They have stories to share. So let's all build the community ecosystem, and to magnify the reach that you have as an institution and the amazing work that you're doing is why PR is professional, is a mandatory for any institution in today's world, because that magnifies and articulates the work that you're already doing. So with that, I would like to open the forum for and a quick introduction about myself for people who don't know me. I am the founder of an edutainment platform called the Spellbee League. I have a couple of organizations which I've been a part of. I've been in the corporate world for the last 15 years and trying to put my expertise that I had gained by talking to all the tech giants across the world in the field of education and in the field of philanthropy is where my merger of corporate style and thought process to this forum is where I come from. All right. Now, before I call upon and introduce one of the most prominent, energetic, infusing personality who will be talking, taking the platform next to me, I would like to go ahead and play a small video for you all with, again, a support system who has supported this initiative and also would like to support your institution in multiple ways to evolve from the current situation. So I think I would have somebody from the Kizzer technology team to play the video. So, please support them in your chat with your feedback for them. Is the video playing? Yes, we can play the video for everybody. Kizzer technology team. We have the audio visuals of our partner, which has been supporting our platform, VioAV Systems India. So can I have the team from Kizzer Technologies play the video for us?
Give a moment, Madhu, they are playing.
Okay. So I'm excited to see what their technology brings, because I've been having conversations with them, so very interesting. And they've been very, very grateful in supporting our session. So yes.
Great video.
Was that? Yeah.
That was a great video. Was it
Absolutely.
visible?
Absolutely, absolutely. That was the video visible for everybody? In case you missed it, please let us know in your chats. And yes, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Absolutely, I have Bharti saying that, and all of us present here today are only articulating or creating a support system to take the messaging what all the educationist has to give. Thank you so much. That was my session on PR being a mandate for all the schools. Please involve that or have a professional organization. Take your messages to thousands of people. And thank you so much for that video, Kizar. That was amazing. And I do have our next speaker whom I would like to welcome, and which is Dr. Hemalata Murthy, who is the director and principal of White Petals Group of Institution, who would be sharing his insights, wisdom, and unique, interesting implementation that she has done in her institution to making White Petals in Yelahanka a household name. Ma'am, over to you. It's an absolute delight and honor to have you and share this platform with you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Madhu. A lot of PR has been given beautifully and wonderfully said, because without PR relation, a lot of things cannot happen. So today, my topic on strategies for the best school. Before that, I would try to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Hemlata S. Murthy, who's been in the field of education for more than 20 years. I have been into this challenging task because it was not an interest of mine, but challengingly, I took this in a way that I will have to do something for the younger generation, where there is a lot of thought process that is involved and need to be taken as a happy situation which is required for that trend. Right now, all of us know that it is the situation of COVID-19, or called as the lockdown period, where it has been a place where most of the things have shut, but few things are open and few things are lively available for us. But lockdown 5.0, where there is an exit plan for today, we were discussing on the TV channel where the discussion was happening. I would also try to tell that there is an exit plan for the education institution. Educational institutions require a lot of place and choice that we open up, need to meet people, talk to people. Right now, it is a challenging task for all the institutions, universities, colleges, where we've been doing it in the process of online classes. So the strategy of best schooling, I would try to tell that the administrators, we called as administrators, come with a lot of new ways to improve things, because each day it is a learning process. Each minute we need to have things that we need to understand, we need to move forward. For me, education is not grab. Education is to share, education is to spread, and education is to make things understand, make people understand that it is not only for the mark or the degree to be added upon. It is for the process of moving along with the life tendency, whatever we have and whatever the situation that that would come in future. So few of the plans that I was been adapting while I have been doing the role of principal, because I didn't become a principal in the beginning itself. I was a senior lecturer in MS Ramaya Group of Institution, which always made me think I should not stop there. I should move ahead. I need to become or get into the stream of process of getting into the administration line. Then I thought that it is teaching which requires skills. Mastering of skills cannot happen in one day or 1 year. It is the daily basis where we will have to inculcate lot of ideas and implement lot of knowledge that we will be acquiring within us, or reading things in and around, or understanding with the environment whatever we get attached to. So few of the plans that I had it in the format of 10 strategic points that I would be sharing right now. It is nothing but being fresh and innovative. Always we need to be fresh for making it as the strategy of a best school. The activities, whatever we do, need to be very innovative, interesting. It is not for only making it as an implementation on the notice boards. It should be reaching the child, it should be reaching the community, it should be discussed within the parent wing, mouth to mouth, the things have to be spread. And my idea was not only about giving the fresh innovative ideas, also simultaneously we should have lot of activities that will be indulged or involved in the education system to make it as a best school, because each nook and corner we find one of the other school or one of the other bigger institution coming up now and then. Part of the situation right now, I would also add upon, it's the online activities where we've been doing it. I don't want to try to tell that we just do classes only. We need to indulge parents, we need to indulge students in such a way that they come up with their own thought process, balance the emotional stress that each one of us are taking, and coming to that happy modem by doing small of the activities. So there where I was thinking about that we will also have some happy modem programs that has been introduced to make the school as a best school, where it would try to be like few of the activities like singing, where two of the children would be involved of each individual class, or different classes where they come upon online, try to exhibit the activities are called as the knowledge or the talent the child or the children he or she has within him. And the projects, we've been giving them lot of projects, lot of assignments. Instead of that, we try to involve them in coming up, understanding the right now situation, and give give the ideas, sharing up the ideas of serving the humanity, or how to reach people through online. This is also one of the best way that we try to make the child engage on the online classes. Along with that, it is not only the online classes that I discuss here for, also we will have to, while we, it is not, the situation wouldn't be like this for a longer run, while we physically connect, or called as while we try to get into the school activity, we will have to give some best of the best ideas, because children would come with the panicky situation, as well as they would come into the school in a way that they would be almost in 3 or 4 months or 6 months in a house locked environment. While they come, we should spread happiness to each of the child. For that purpose, I would try to tell that we would also go with some activities called as monthly open house activity, where we would try to connect with the parent, what the parents were facing all these days, or parents were trying to do all these days along with the children. How did they cope up with the children with the tenure in this situation, and give that place that they share with the teachers. The teachers, you know, are the backbone, are the pillars of each of the institution. I would want them to be highlighted in such a way that they are the people who have been giving the choice to the students in all the ways possible. So we will have to highlight each individual teacher on weekly basis or also monthly basis. So there where I try to tell that we will come up with this open house activity, where we will give the chance for the parents to come talk to the principal or the head of the institution, and share the views and ideas, and give them that content, what where we are lacking, what we are trying to, whether we are trying to reach the child in the required way, or whether there is a chance that we have been giving that choice of interest in reaching all the children in the school. Anything is there that they can come and share, but that sharing should not be like a meeting. PTMs will do happen in all the schools. It is not PTM, it is the place where we give the choice of talking freely in the friendly manner, so that they can be informative enough to the school also we can give that choice of spreading the right things and the different unique things to the society while we take up their ideas, while we make a open house meeting. This is one of the best following or follow up which we try to do in our school system, or called as a small lunch activity being introduced, which is required for the tendency, because we know most of the parents are working, both mother and father. Once it is the situation where the parent is working, there would not be a possibility that or the chance that they interact with the children. They forget what is happening with their curriculum. They forget what is there in the curriculum, which rather I keep seeing parents in such a way they come and question us, asking which class is my child in. So for that possibility to come away or come out of it, I would try to tell that we can introduce a Friday lunch system, or called as Thursday lunch system, where they would come and meet the principal or the head of the institution in the counseling room, try to discuss what is the problem that they are facing, or where is the problem, or have they understood what is happening with the school system, or where we need to improve or improvise, or need to be in the position of changing the system of we reaching the students. According to me, education or teaching is not only textual. I want the things, or we want the things to be in such a way that it is a place where it is reaching all the type of students. Could be it is fast learners, slow learners, or called as medium paced learners, because each class have different versatile students, and I need to, or we need to respect each single child, because each child is a challenging child for us, also a qualitative child for us. It is not that if he or she is good in academics, he is the best. I don't agree, or we should not agree. There are children who have been mastered in elsewhere places, or have ideas, innovative thinking, innovative way of presenting themselves. We need to pick them also simultaneously. For that purpose, I would try to tell that we would give that place of connectivity. The place connectivity can only happen if apart from PTMs, is called as one system or a scheme called as Friday lunch system, which is being introduced for making one of the best school or the strategic school for the 2020 and beyond 2020 situation. Otherwise, there would not be a chance that we can meet and discuss whatever is required or to be improving. Also, I would try to tell we should go with implementing greeting system of technology, techniques. Greeting system technique is nothing but we need to give the place for the children or students to be visually appeared in front of the school or in the school premises, not always only in the classroom. Hiding the children in the classroom, making them sit in the classroom, and making all the time trying to tell that, oh, the class subjects are going to give future. It is not that. It is the place where child has to open up, child has to have the vision of connecting with everybody, every individual. Could be it is called as support staff, could be it is called as the teacher, or we called as the head of the institution. There where I would try to tell that we should have that greeting system, each one of us meeting, each one of us talking. It is not that we all the students of the school will be pulled up. It is only at the at a time we can call two students. It is always I would try to tell, while we try to do school leaders or called as school head girl or head boy, we need to not only give the prominence to them, we need to choose the other students who are there beyond them, give them the chance to open up. Also, we will have to try to see to that they are called as the best, because always I feel that we putting down children would not try to be the place that we should not stop the child at any point of time. We should always give that open mind to the child. Whatever is happening within himself or herself should be expressed. I always love expressions. Reason is that without we coming to know what is happening in the child, whichever is the class for that matter, I would try to tell that we will have to see to that he or she has to express out so that that expressions can be taken in the right way, and we can try to do best in the future while we try to talk about improvising the schooling system. If in case if you are only adapted for books, or called as subjects, or called as few annual days, or called as few sports days, I don't try to tell it is the strategic school. We will also have to try to tell that we have been giving that choice of introducing the children to best of the best, called as guests. Guests are nothing but who would have skilled in the place of choice, could be in the field of sports, could be in the field of science, or called as could be in the field of arts, because every field is right now important, because the child has to understand that how how he or she has to come up or open up with their thought processes. So that way I would try to tell that if in case if it is a place that we will have to see to that the schools are doing challenging tasks, then we will have to see to that we get the competent guests, make them talk to the children, make them come up with the views and ideas. Maybe if in case if they are interested how to move about in that particular field, we will have to give that choice. I don't try to tell that math, physics, or called as social science would try to make child tomorrow or a single individual. It is a connectivity of all the subjects which will develop the child into an single super ratio child tomorrow. Because we are talking about artificial intelligence today, but how was artificial intelligence implemented? None of us, most of the schools do not know what is drone. There are drones being developed, there are activities happening through drones. I'm talking about an example how it is being done, what has the technology been involved, how can we try to involve that in schooling or in the child, within the child. See, maybe if in case if we are talking about urban schools, all this is possible. Yes, Madhu.
Okay, ma'am, one quick question. Amazing insights that you've been giving. Sorry, I've interrupted in between.
No, Madhu,
but I
please,
want to
please
make
go
this
ahead.
more interactive. Yes, now, based on the learnings that have been happening, I have some questions in the chat.
Sure.
Bharati has asked, what measures have been taken to develop the passion for learning? Now, that's a beautiful question because that's something articulating in most of my talks.
Passion is the connectivity between the teacher
as children,
and
you just correct me. Yeah.
See, I try to tell passion is nothing but the connectivity between the child as well as the teacher, as well as the people involved as head of the institution. Everybody is required to be connected. While we are connected to each other, we can try to make the education as a passion, or try to tell we can make it, we can make it as lovable. What do you say, Mr. Madhav?
Amazing, amazing. See, there is a beautiful saying which I have came across while I was reading one of the books.
Yeah.
There was a monastery that we had been to, where the monks have been living for 100 odd years. And when asked what is the secret behind their life or their age, the first answer that they gave was, we learn every day.
Yeah.
So learning added years to their life, and life to their years is what people say. Okay. So that's a very beautiful saying. So, and tell me something, ma'am. Usually, because I was one of the most naughtiest child in the school, so I was made the leader to ensure that I don't do the mischiefs that I used to do. But always tell me something. Where is the stage in the education system? Because that is what most of the children are right now in multiple situations, whether it is home, teachers, or anybody. I don't know. I've noticed that people have letting children ask questions, which is restricting their learning. So how do you deal with this kind of situations?
No,
the children are usually told not to talk. If they're doing something in the house, they're usually said, hey, you don't know about it, don't talk about it, don't ask. So how do you
Madhu,
deal with that?
I do have come with the same situation. I was a conventee where I was being always, whenever I used to have a doubt, I was being made or put in such a situation that no, you should not ask right now. It is the front benchers or called as the leaders would ask. I have also faced the situation. But as I said, gone are those days. There is a place and environment in the classroom which we have developed and inculcated. Without the child doesn't question, I mean, if he or she doesn't question, we will not understand how to proceed. I would always tell that questioning is always required. And vice versa, teacher answering it in a polite way is also mandatory, because
Amazing.
I always see whenever I go for monitoring the classes, the teacher skips trying to tell, I'll come and discuss about it tomorrow. It is not the right time that you ask, because I want to complete the syllabus or I want to complete that chapter. No, I don't give that place. It is okay. If we all are slow, nothing is going to be like heavens don't fall down. We will have to see to that it reaches the child, or the child is understood at least the 50% whatever he wanted from his side. Because sometimes there come silly questions.
Tell
Even
me,
that should,
yeah.
yeah. Tell me, Madhu.
No, ma'am, you complete. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there comes some silly questions to the teachers, sometimes for the sake of time pass, or sometime it could be like for to divert the teacher. This happens in the class environment. All of us do know about this, but I would try to tell that to make a child to concentrate, I would make the teacher or tell the teacher to see to that she will get into the level of the child and try to engage the class. See, we have all the technology beyond. Name the smart board, the schools are getting it done. Name the creativity activities to be given or competitively in school. Everything is happening. But that one-to-one relation, if it is not there, then I don't try to think that it is going to be a successful classroom activity. What do you say, Mr.
Amazing, ma'am. One more question, which I've been
Yes.
asked. I've been asking across all the educationists.
Hmm.
Is there are so much expectation from an education institute today? Because previously, when the school days that we had, it was like we used to send the children to the school, and if they get their percentage in players and they're completely occupied in whatever sports that they've been doing, there ends the story. The teachers were given the entire liberty to mold the children they want to mold. But now the involvement of parents in education ecosystem has increased tremendously, because maybe of the technology. Now it's even more because everybody is working from home, and they get to access into the classrooms what teachers are training, what teachers are doing.
Yes.
Now, and I know for a fact that in the classroom, the teacher can say, you sit down or do something. But with everything's going digital right now, two things which I want to understand is, first and foremost, how do you tackle the involvement of parents during the classroom sessions? Second thing, how do you keep your teachers motivated to and
I lost the connectivity, Madhu. Kiza?
There might be some connectivity issue with Madhu, ma'am.
be
You
patient
can.
in the whole
Okay.
situation?
Right now,
Am I right?
Madhu. Yeah, am I audible to all of you? Am I?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So
Now
this
you're,
is,
ma'am.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
I would try to say in such a way that the child getting exposed to online is also very new. I don't try to tell that the parent should always sit next to the child. The parent should give that freedom to the child first to understand what is happening, because parents involving very immediately, the child would also not be in the position to give the answer, or teachers also. But I would always suggest teachers that they take a classroom activity online in a happy modem. It is not that they immediately come up and try to get the chapters onto the online activity. I want them to balance the situation of child, because that it is teacher is visible, the students wouldn't be visible, the student is
Absolutely.
locked in a room or sitting in one particular place in front of a laptop, or could be any sort of a gadget where the child is getting access. So it is like a place of a pressure that is there. I just want the teachers to make them to come out of that. Ask them what has happened for the day. How did they do things before previous night? What was that happening within them? How do they want to understand the class? This questioning should happen in the beginning before the teacher starts interacting the chapters online. Because only reason is that teachers are also new to the system, student is also new to the system. So I don't want the parents to pressurize the child at this point of time. Give them the place of choice. If the child didn't understand, it is not a big problem. The recordings are always available. Most of us know, Madhu would be knowing, Kizar would be knowing, there are recordings happening in all the schools have decided for that. Any time in the leisure period, let the child read, open that, understand that. If in case also the child didn't understand, we can always rebrush it, because this is a system, not with our Indian education system. We had this online classes, it was happening with the university level, or called as IB groups, or called as the Cambridge groups. We called as normally, where we have got introduced to this is because of the situation whatever we are facing. All of us are new to this online system. I would try to tell the parents, or called as the teachers, or called the students, to have that patience, because everything cannot happen in a span of a time. Gradually we will have to balance, get adapted to the situation. This would definitely run for a longer run. Maybe tomorrow we get into the school physically also, we all of us know that that would not be lasting for long time till there is a vaccine, or called as a medicine, that is coming up. All of us should be aware of this. Reason is that because this regular schooling would take its own time. Till then, whatever is the media we are reaching, or modem we are reaching, let it be going in a peaceful way or peaceful manner. We will not pressurize any one of us. Our parents also, let them not try to think that everything can happen in one session, or everything the child has to understand in that particular online class. What do you say, Mr. Mathur?
Absolutely amazing, amazing. Ma'am, also I wanted to know, as an educationist or with such vast experience, how have you incorporated the vulnerability of mental health issues among children and parents because of the current situation outburst that has happened? How are you tackling that?
See, we've been guiding the children in such a way that nothing is going to last for a long time like this. We will have to understand that there is a change that would come, or there might be a better situation that we might face in the future. So for that, we will have to be positive enough. The confidence shouldn't be drained out, or called as, we should not try to demotivate the child or demotivate the parents rather, because all of us are connected to each one of us. There is management, there is head of the institution, there is teacher, student, as well as parents. All of us are in a circle of chain. So it is the pressure each one of us is taking should not be really a pressure. It should be in such a way that it is going to be very polite manner, in a positive manner, because all of us, there is a song which I am remembering, Madhu. See, this is like an Anu Malik song, Jeena Jeena Yaha, Jeena Mera Hamdam. All of us know that this is a beautiful song, because we will have to live with the situation. We will have to move on with the situation. We should not panic. Okay, what next? Oh, nothing is going to be there. Oh, education is everything. Education is a part, according to me. There are other things which we will have to monitor and bother for also.
Amazing. Ma'am, this is where I was talking to one of prominent educationists as well, where I go, because I've been lucky to be on the both sides of the world, where I talk to technology giants who are creating technology like this, and I am on the other side where people are new to this technology. So it's a very fascinating. What they say is, when I've been talking to people from Google or Microsoft or any of these companies which are tech giants, or even healthcare, take any healthcare industry or any industry. Now, what they're saying is the technology is only a tool that magnifies a human potential that is already there, but it can never replace a human potential or a human.
I 100% agree. A teacher teaching with the chalk is always better than the technology being inculcated. I agree with this. Reason is that always that physical connectivity or called as physical appearance of a child and a teacher is more valid than we trying to sit somewhere and try to understand what is happening within himself or herself, what is the teacher trying to understand, how what happened between cannot be balanced, the ratio is not going to be balanced. So I think that it is a tool, technology is a part, that's it, it is not everything according to me.
Okay, and one quick question, ma'am. Education should be the ability to meet life situations rather than just scoring high marks or achieving capabilities in one field. So, what is your take on that? And
I think,
yeah.
see, the situation also has made marks are not playing. Most of the board, the 10th graders have still not taken exam. 12th graders have not completed their exam. Where is the mark going to play, Mr. Madhu? It is not the mark or the mark card. It is the smartness, it is the knowledge, and it is the physical act, what you call that, as practical knowledge that child needs at this point of time, because the innovative methods the child is developed. If we try to tell that mark card is going to play a major role, no, I would not accept this, because tomorrow marks cards wouldn't be valid. It is the smartness of an individual, it is the potential of an individual which would play a major role in future.
Amazing, amazing. Now I have Rachna as well, who's joined us and
Yes,
supported.
yes, I
Being
know,
a
Miss.
handwriting
Thank you,
expert, I
Rachna
totally
ma'am. I would thank my aunt also, Bharti. She is my aunt who is
absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Physical connect and emotions are the most important aspect. Absolutely. And what a way to learn, and what better. I mean, the situation has taught us that these are the most important aspect to survive in a situation, not anything else. Great.
Yes.
So, audience, do you have any quick questions? Ma'am, your last few words that you would like to have all our viewers, which are great audience today, to take away three things if you have to give as a takeaway from.
I would try to tell that connectivity, confidence, and unconditional love, which is right now required, because we need to balance lot of things. Situation cannot be aggressive. I don't want people to become aggressive. I don't want my students to become competitive at this point of them. At this point of time, I want them to become very, what do you call that, intelligent and
Compassionate.
balanced, and yeah, compassionate enough in taking this for future. Because if it is smartness needed, we need to be very compassionate. Also, we need to be very challenging at this point of time. So that way, I would try to tell that we will go in the situation that all the things whatever we are facing would be better tomorrow. It is going to be really cool, it is going to be calm, and definitely education system also would boom up with different views and ideas, where it is not going to stop. Whatever we are facing at this point of time would continue, is not the point.
Amazing. Ma'am, I have also want one last question from for my own personal learning. Is usually when I have a challenge, whether it is adopting technology or if I started a new company, and recently I launched it on May 4th as well.
I know that,
which is
Madhu, and I wish you all the very best for that.
Thank
And I
you
would
so
be a
much.
part there also with you for future.
Pleasure is all mine. More the merrier for me.
Yeah.
And I usually, when I need any ideas, right, or if I need any guidance, what I do is I have a bunch of kids in my apartment, and I come up with the idea, and they're from different ages.
I think Madhu has lost, there's some network issue, so that is
Yes,
the reason
yes,
he has lost the connection.
yes.
Wait for him to come back. Madhu? There might be some issue with Madhu.
Yeah.
Network. Let us see a video now. I'll be showing you people a video now of one of our school supply partners, schoolneeds.in. Interesting video. I request all the audience to have a look at the video.
A school is a great learning place because there is a management team looking for every aspect like admission, branding, curriculum, technology, employment. But there is a responsibility, which is still difficult, even for the management team, and that is, whenever a new curriculum starts, there occurs huge demand of new uniforms, shoes, books, notebooks, etc. And management has to contact different agencies for each service. This results into problems like late delivery, out-of-stock accessories, and defective products. So, the only solution of this situation is a one-point solution for schools, where everything is available under one roof. What if I tell you there is an online platform for all of our needs?
Sorry, I was asking you a quick
These
question,
students
so let's have
provide each
our
of their
partners who
accessories,
needs
very
supporting us.
common, uniforms to books, at one place for school management. Contact us or visit our website for more information.
Okay. Now, audience, I hope you guys are having fun. Each one of you are great support. Thank you for encouraging us. What a session by Dr. Hemalata Murthy, ma'am. You have been fantastic. Thank you so much for all the insights and inspiring thoughts that you have shared with us today. And I'm now introducing.
Thank you, Madhu.
A pleasure is all mine.
My pleasure.
And great. And the man who has made it possible for many, the person who my go-to marketeer or brand specialist is what I would call him, I'm introducing none other than Khizr Ahmed, who is the founder and director of Khizr Technologies. His favorite passion or pastime is to study human-computer interface and the psychology of human-computer interactions. So what a fascinating passion. And also, he is a man who is absolutely driving his organization, which is Khizr Technologies Private Limited, and been helpful in integrating technologies for schools by creating state-of-the-art websites, responsive websites, social media marketing, YouTube marketing, and this has been a great technological support system is what I would call him. And this is an organization which has been there since, and he is also a very big fan of using media queries on his sites, which is absolutely great way of connecting with your audience. And he has also optimized appealing designs for desktop, tablets, and cell phones, which is great. He's also a man who's created a platform called as ClickArt in 2019, which is a non-profit organization which is single motto of imparting quality education among photographers, which is a great initiative, and I'm a huge fan of what he is doing. And he has been my support system as well. Khizr, please share with us your expertise, how you can help us, how you can make the education institutions, how you can be their lifeline, like how you have been for my brands.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Madhu.
Khizr, are you there? Over to you.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Madhu.
Pleasure is all mine. Over to you, Khizr.
My topic for today is like digital marketing for schools, how digital marketing will be helpful for schools. Today I'll be explaining you people what exactly is digital marketing, why are people going online, benefits of digital marketing, what does digital marketing consist of. I'll be explaining you about SEO, that is search engine optimization, PPC, pay-per-click, and social media marketing. What is digital marketing? Digital marketing is promoting your product or your brand on internet. A simple definition for digital marketing. Digital marketing, there are different mediums for digital marketing. You have your websites, you have search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing. You have social media where you can do digital marketing. You have mobile applications, different mobile applications. They offer ads where you can market your products. You have something called as email marketing. I'll be covering all these things today. First, let me explain you about traditional marketing and digital marketing. I have selected 4 factors over here. In traditional marketing, your reach was limited to a particular area. And if you use digital marketing, you can reach global audiences. What about targeting the customers? In traditional marketing, there were no specific targets or targeting a particular people over there. Wherever you used to do the marketing, only those people used to see your products. Let it be anything. In digital marketing, you can be very specific as to whom to target. Let it be school institutions, let it be corporate companies, let it be any kind of audiences. Depending on your product, you can target your audiences. Coming to the price, your traditional marketing was very expensive compared to your digital marketing. ROI, what is ROI? Return on investment. In traditional marketing, there was no guarantee that you would get returns on your investment. But in digital marketing, you have guarantee that you will be getting your returns on investment. Whatever you have invested, surely your marketing will work out. I have a small question for all of you. Why are people going online nowadays? Can you please quickly type it in the chat box? Okay, I'll be explaining you. Why are people going online? For information on any new product, service, or any location, they open Google, they open internet, they try to find out these things. If they have any kind of a question, if they are looking for any kind of a help, if they want to find out some information of a restaurant, institution, any individual, they'll be browsing internet and they'll be going online. If they want any business contacts, they want any contact number of any institution, if they want any kind of general information, they want to know about any available jobs, any openings there in a company or any institution. Obviously, everybody are going online nowadays. There are many benefits of digital marketing over traditional marketing. Let me tell you some benefits. So first benefit is it puts the consumer into control. It provides convenience. You can do it from anywhere. It increases satisfaction, drives brand loyalty, reduces the selling cycle. It reduces the cost of sales. No need of roaming here and there. If you want to sell anything, you can do it digitally. It builds your brand online, on web. It provides targeted results. It is measurable and cost effective. What does digital marketing consist of?
Sorry, Kizar, sorry to have interrupted. I think there's somebody's mic which is not mute. If you guys can, somebody can kindly mute your mic. Yeah, go ahead, Kizar. Sorry about that. Go ahead,
not an issue, Madhu. There are some key components of digital marketing like website designing, search engine optimization, pay-per-click, social media marketing, advertising of banner ads, and email marketing. Now let me explain you each and everything over here. There are some objectives of digital marketing. One way to make sure that you are found on the web is by digital marketing. So you can use these 5 objectives to be found digitally. First one is reaching the right audience. You have to target a particular audience. For example, all the schools will be looking for school admissions and all. If they go and advertise it somewhere in a movie hall or somewhere on road, or if they put a stall somewhere, you'll not be getting your admissions over there. There are different ways to do admissions marketing, which I'll be talking about. To engage with your audience, you have to motivate your audience to take action. Efficient speaking on your campaign. We create different online campaigns where we give proper information about the school and colleges. The return on investment. These are the 5 main marketing strategies which you have to follow. what is the goal of digital marketing? The main goal of digital marketing is to generate sales or capturing leads from customers who are searching something for some answer on the internet. This is the main goal of digital marketing. I'll show you an example. What is SEO, search engine optimization? You people can see over here the area covered over here in yellow color is paid search using AdWords, and the area colored in green is the organic search, which someone has tried to search baseball cards over here. They have got organic search as well as paid search. As you people can see over here, paid search is given first priority and later the organic searches. I'll be telling you what is SEO now. Simple definition for SEO is it is the process of getting traffic from organic, free, editorial, paid, natural listings on search engines. That is, if you have a particular website, if you have an existing website without SEO, if I, for example, there's a company called as ABCD. If I search something as ABCD on internet, I'll not be getting the website without this SEO. If the SEO is done with proper keywords, as soon as you search for ABCD on Google or Yahoo or any search engine, the first or the second link displayed will be ABCD. How is SEO done now? SEO depends on many factors and algorithms created by search engines. More than 200 plus factors are used by Google to rank a page or a website on Google. More than 200 factors. And 82% of the users click on organic clicks. SEO increases the leads and brand authority of your brand. SEO takes good time and effort. We should put lot of efforts to do proper SEO with proper keywords. What are the advantages of SEO? Your website will be found on internet digitally. It will improve your competitive edge. It will expand your customer base and your target audiences. It is almost cost effective, means it is cheap. You shouldn't invest any higher rate of amount over there to do SEO to your website. You will be getting free traffic and targeted traffic to your website. You will have increased visibility of your brand. You will have high sales and returns, and you will have a global reach of your website or page on internet. Now let me go to pay-per-click. What is pay-per-click? You can see over here solar panels. Somebody is searching, okay, a person is searching for solar panels on Google. You can see over here, I have highlighted. So this is pay-per-click. What have they done? See, you can see over here, it is sponsored. These ads are sponsored. This is called as pay-per-click. What is pay-per-click exactly? I'll be telling you. Pay-per-click is a type of sponsored online advertising that is used on a wide range of websites, including search engines, where the advertiser only pays if a user clicks on their ad. If a user clicks on your ad, then you have to pay it, or else you will not be charged for that. Hence, they have given this title as pay-per-click. So how to do this pay-per-click now? It can be implemented using programs like Google AdWords, Bing Ads from Microsoft, and 18% of users click on paid ads. I previously said you people, SEO, 82% of users click on organic ads and 18% of users click on paid ads. It is very fast and effective marketing. You will be getting the results very soon if you're using PPC. What are the advantages of PPC? It is very fast. Your targeted visitor, you can target visitors within hours or sometimes minutes also. You can yield high profitable results. You have great testing platform and it can be highly targeted. You can save time and it can be done any time of the day, 24 hours. You can cover any geographic area. You can use keywords, phrases about your brand or business. Any content network, for example, if you start off with Google, your ads will be running on top for pay-per-click. Okay, now let me come to social media marketing. what is this social media marketing and where you can use this social media marketing. I have highlighted 6 major platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can do social media marketing using these major platforms. What is social media marketing now? Social media is a medium and the only medium where a vehicle that amplifies social behavior. Okay, what is this medium now? It is an instrument on communication like newspaper or a radio. So social media would be a social instrument of communication. A simple example. Now coming to the next point, advantages of social media. What are the advantages of social media? You can better target your audience. You have high returns on investments, increased visibility of your brand, targeted traffic and content promotion. It is cost effective for you people. You can have that ability to go viral. You upload some video on Facebook or YouTube. You have heard most of them telling the video went viral. You can have that ability to go viral also. Create relationships with your customers online. You can add them to groups, different kind of social media groups where you can promote or give the updates of your products in future also. Campaigns have the ability to drive huge amount of traffic. We create online campaigns on social media where we promote pages, different kind of pages about your business and all. So it supports traditional marketing and other digital marketing campaigns also. So I have finished with my thing. If you people have any questions, you can ask me.
Audience, Kizar, first and foremost, that was a fantastic session, very informative. I loved what you spoke about because that's also something which I was not a very fond of in the initial days. Because I keep sharing, I come from that space wherein some kid asked me when I just started using Instagram initially. So they asked me, "Do you know Boomerang?" I said, "Yeah, I know Boomerang." So first thought that came into me was the boomerang that we physically hold. Then I realized that's a trick that is used on Instagram, which is fascinating, which was fun. The kids all did that. So, Kizar, two things I want to know. Now, why is it essential? Kizar, am I audible?
Yes, Madhu, go ahead.
Great. So, why is it essential for education institute, especially, to focus on, because I'm a teacher, right? I'm a school professional. Not everybody are used well versed on using a platform like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I know I can teach well, but I can't do all this because this is not my because I can't be an expert in everything, right? So what do you have to tell those set of institutions which say that these are not for us? These are not for us. It's very challenging for us, and we don't understand it, and we don't want to do it. So what do you suggest for a mindset like this?
First of all, during this stage, not only this stage, let it be any other stage, I as a parent, when I sent my daughter to a preschool, when I just got to know about some schools, I just found out about the schools on internet. What are the reviews? Does the school has a website? I just saw the interior of the school. I wanted to see all the information of the school digitally. I being a person from digital marketing, I being a IT company owner. So that is the reason I recommend all the schools to come on digitally, where you people can target students. See, in this stage, as of now, you people can't go, and nobody can come to you for admissions and all. All are scared to get out of their home. So if you want any admissions, if you're doing it digitally, it will work out. First point. Second point, a parent, if they want to admit a child to your school, first of all, they'll be seeing on the reviews of the school online, digitally. If you people are not there digitally, the parent might lose interest. Okay, the school is not digital. And as almost everybody know that the future is digital now. I hope I have answered you, Madhu.
Yeah, very interesting answer, Kizar. And I think I will just quickly check if audience has asked me any questions in the chat. or you can unmute yourself. And if you have any questions, audience, I would be really happy to take that up. Many organizations want social media promotions, but not trained. So can you guide whom can we connect as many school principal inquire? Amazing question. If hope did you get that question, Kizar?
Can you repeat it, Madhu? Your voice is breaking.
Okay, so this is from Rachna. All right, many organization wants to be on social media and want to use promotions on social media. So can you guide us as to whom should we connect with, or who will help us? Because a lot of school principals have this question saying that, hey, listen, I know I want to be on Facebook. I know
I got your question, Madhu.
want that for my school.
I understood. I got your question, Madhu. Let me answer this in simple sentences.
Sir.
Let me answer this in simple sentence. They are social media specialists who sit and do marketing and maintain your pages online. The work of the school, Rachna ma'am, the work of the school is just to hand over the data to a company. For example, my company, I maintain all the social media pages. Okay, then I do your digital marketing also. You can hand over all the data to our company. For example, we'll be maintaining all your pages. I know teachers, principals won't have time, they'll not have interest to sit and upload all the contents and all. For that, we give a separate service where we handle the social media networks of particular schools and colleges. Any other questions? We have one question over here in chat. What are the tools we can use for free of cost? Sir, you can use some tools. Sir, nothing is free as of today, sir. First, let me tell you one thing, Mr. Punya. Nothing, you will not get anything for free of cost, sir. If you want to do something for digital marketing, you have to invest some small amount. Or else you can create your own pages and post it over there and invite people to join your groups and your pages over there, where you can promote about your school or your product over there. Rachna ma'am, you can connect with me. I'll be forwarding you my number. Kindly connect with me. I'm there for you. I'll be helping you out. Any other question?
Hi, Kisa, this is Nitya here.
Yes, Nitya ma'am. Tell me, ma'am.
So I just want to ask, see, even in the Facebook or in Instagram, do you think the number of likes will definitely give any advantage for the school?
100%, ma'am, because I, as a parent, if I open a school page over there and if there are only around 40-50 likes over there for a school, I'll just think, okay, school is not active on social media. There are no active posts. Only 40 people have liked the page. Might be the education is not proper over there. Okay, we'll take some examples of some big schools and all. I'll not take the name of a school. Any big school, you can open the social media, Facebook page, Instagram page. You'll have around more than 1 lakh likes, more than 50,000 followers, more than 10,000 followers. As soon as I open the school, oh shit, what is? I'm sorry to use that word. Oh, what is this? They have 1 lakh followers, guys. This is the best school. I'll be admitting my child over there itself. This is what is coming out. See, there are many schools who have good education who don't have the social media pages, but nowadays parents are not understanding that. They want everything digitally. I hope I have answered your question, ma'am.
Okay, thanks, Kisa.
My pleasure, ma'am. Any other questions? We have one question from Rachna ma'am. What about many schools purchasing likes? So how do we know if the school is good? That is what, ma'am, you're not able to judge like if this school is good or if this school is bad. Most of the schools are going and purchasing likes. There'll not be any organic likes. Depending on the education and the content you upload over there, only the parents can judge you people seeing the content on social media, if the school is, how the school is, how the teaching is. So I recommend all the schools to come digitally, take some videos of the sessions which are gone in the school, of the labs, biology, chemistry, physics lab. Take some videos, upload it on your YouTube channel, and you can promote your school in that way also. This is one answer to Mr. Punya, which he had asked me, any free of cost tools available. You can take videos, upload it on YouTube where the audiences can see and they can come back to your school. Any other
Tejas, don't you
questions?
think? Yes, hi Tejas. Don't you think when you upload the video, you will always take the best shot and put it there, and it may not be the realistic picture of your school or any education institution for that matter?
Ma'am, nice question, ma'am. And before I send my kid to a school, I'll see the infrastructure of the school, where I'll come to know that okay, this is the interior of that school itself. Because no school will cheat. They'll not, I'll not come from Cricket Technologies and take interior of Spellbee League and I'll put it on my YouTube channel and tell this is my office. Come and visit my office. I don't think so. Any school will cheat in that way. Ramani ma'am.
No, because I've come across certain schools where, like when it looks in, when you Google it and see it's a very different platform, and when you go really visit the school, it is totally a different scenario.
I understand, ma'am. There are some schools who are doing this also, but I do
And I
not
have
particularly comment anything on this.
Okay, and I have quick questions to Dr. Hemalata, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, please, I'm here.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Good
Hi.
afternoon to you. Ma'am, you were talking about the rapport building. And,
Yes.
you were telling like you are insisting all the faculty members to go on for rapport building. That's really a very beautiful, work what you're doing now. But don't you think when they start doing this rapport building with 60 students on board, the time consumption is really going to
Okay,
be too
people,
huge?
sorry, Kizzer, that was the net
Yes,
saying
ma'am.
that I want to
Whatever
play
you're
with
trying
you
to
guys.
tell is really correct one. But to my concern is that, see, there is a lot of emotional stress the students are called as children are facing, because they're getting connected to the modem of online classes is very new to all of us,
Very
inclusive of a teacher, head of the institution, as well as the child or the student who is along with us. So for that, for a tendency of a period where I'm not trying to tell we will try to engage the entire 40 minutes or 30 minutes of class in taking it in a happy mode, at least beginning of 10 to 12 minutes where we can try to give some meditation, where we can try to give that chance of child expressing himself or herself. We can try to do that always now, ma'am. I know we have
Wow.
60 or 45 in a class. For that class, I would try to tell we can give chance in a ratio of 2-3 per session. We can always do that, ma'am.
Wow, that's a beautiful initiative you have taken, ma'am. Hats off to you.
Because
And
it has to be, otherwise there is nothing called as what is happening on the other end will not come to know.
very
So that
true,
way,
very true.
so it is required at this point of time. Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
true, ma'am. That's a beautiful initiative you have taken. Ma'am, my other second question to you is, you were talking about the slow learner, and you were also talking about the videos that you're posting after each of your classroom session is done.
Yes.
But according to me, what I see is when the slow learner is not able to grasp at the first, first delivery itself, how do you take a call on the slow learner? How will you improvise them? And since it is all online, in classroom situation, it is a very different scenario. But
Ma'am,
online, it is a different scenario. And apart
yes.
from that, though you're going to pass on the video to them, if they're not understood the concept,
Yes.
whether it's a mathematics or science concept, if they're not able to understand it, how will
Yes.
they, even if they keep watching the video repeatedly, but still the understanding power, I don't think it's going to
Ma'am,
sharpen.
there were what I always try to tell is for slow learners, parents, the recorded video. See, it is not only online classes. We do have WhatsApp where we can always try to build a rapport or connectivity with the child. For such cases, ma'am, where we
Okay.
can try to make the parent get involved, at least see the entire 24 hours that the parent is not busy for anything and everything. He can always spare 1 hour of time for that particular type of a child. He or she or mother or father can understand what has happened and can sit with the child for 45 minutes of time. So that can happen repeatedly, because you all of us know, ma'am, it is the repeated repetitions that would always make the slow learner to take up at least 50%. And I have tried this in the regular classes also, ma'am. Repetitions
Beautiful.
for the child, not with all their topic, whatever we are doing it with the fast learners or called as the active learners. A limited portion where the child can try to be given that portion as the major task, make him perfect in that. That's enough, I think, ma'am, because see, it is not that the child has to understand all the individual chapter of math or science. It is because it is quite difficult for the child. We can always try to give that chance, whatever is capable enough or could be possible with the child, we can try to make the child get engaged with that.
Beautiful answer, ma'am. Hats off to White Petals. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Dr. Ramani ma'am and Dr. Hemalata ma'am. You guys were fantastic. Amazing question. Amazing answer for that question. This is a session that has been truly, you know, mind stimulating session is what I would call that. And amazing session by Kizer on marketing, amazing questions. So I want to keep the session going, but we also have time limits to function with. Kizer, we again would like to thank one of our partners, which is School Needs, and they are our robotic and AI partners, which is 3DI New Zealand. The team from Kizer Technologies, do we have the AV for them that our audience can look at?
We have already played the AV, Madhu. Madhu? Okay, I think there's some network connection issue with Madhu.
Kizer, you there with me?
Yes, Madhu.
Okay, Kizer, am I audible?
Yes, Madhu, go ahead.
Great. So do we have the AV for School Needs people to join in for our audience?
Madhu, we have already played the AV, Madhu.
Okay, that is done. Fantastic audience. That is the School Needs guys who can be your one-stop shop and robotic AI and amazing. Thank you so much for supporting us. And the next mighty mind that I would call in is one that inspires me a lot for the amount of work that she has done. Ria, the director of Aryan Institute, and also she's an amazing author who have written a book on the Iron Lady of India, Kiran Bedi, and this book was launched by herself, which is called as Era of Equality. Amazing title, amazing person to write about. Ria, you in the house, we are all waiting to hear from you. The platform is all yours, Ria. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the intro. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. So the topic is the making of a successful school leader. What makes a successful school leaders, the quality which are required here? Well, if I start with telling the confidence, the courage, I mean, these are the basic qualities which is must and should require in a school leader, in a principal. The making decision. These are all taught in the business studies itself, and it is also applicable for the school leaders. Coming on, there are some qualities which I would like to tell here is building a trust and confidence with your school community, and having a very transparent, a clear atmosphere with your staff and as well as management. Because the school leader, the principal, should be having an equal relationship between. I mean, a pleasant relationship between management as well as staff. It is very effective. Coming on, the school leader, the principal should empower teachers, should appreciate teachers for their work. And also, one thing I'd like to share, in Aryan Institute, there were many principals who came for campus recruitment, for the campus selection. And, for their schools, they select the best teachers. We refer teachers as nation builders, and for their schools to make their educational institute one of the top and one of the finest educational institute. They would select the best teachers, for their educational institutes, as well as coming on the abilities that these the principal should have is a cooperating nature, and as well as appreciating the teachers for their work. And there are lots of mistakes even teachers commit, and it's not that key teachers pe gussa karo ya dato, take it them in a very strict way. There's also method of explaining them, teaching them, and each teachers have the different methods of explaining to the students. They've got the different methods of teaching. So principal should expose the hidden talent in the teachers. So one quote I'd like to share with you all: the essence of a great leader is influence and not authority. So there's a lot of difference between being a boss and being a leader. So here you play a key role as a leader and not as a boss. You should influence, you should also share your methods to the teachers, and it should not be only one way. It should be the both way. You should also talk to your teachers about their teachings or about their ideas. And the second is having a very innovative ideas to run this educational institute. You should have this 21st century's ideas, and you should have many creative things in your schools, adapting new curriculum. And it should not be just a classroom learning where a student comes from 9 to 4 and just goes to school and give a normal homework. It is not like that. We should implement new technologies, new ideas. It might be all the students are not same. Some might be good in studies, so someone might be good in sports, or someone might be good in music. We should also take out the hidden talents in the student. So that is how you can make your educational institute to the top and to the finest. And as I said, the principal holds a very effective relationship, should hold a very effective relationship between the management and the staff. For many out there, a principal, if I tell you to discuss, think about a principal scenario, you might tell a person with a cabin, with a lot of facilities, with so and so. Okay, with a throne. But in that throne, there are a lot of thorns in it, to be honest. There's a lot of pressures from the management side. It might be admission pressures, and it might be anything. So that is how a principal should deal very calmly. And the second is, he or she should be very accessible and approachable to the parents out there, because this is how you build a good admission process, and this is how your school develops. So if you are really accessible and very approachable to your parents, to the children of your parents, I mean, that might help. And also, is my voice audible?
Go ahead, Riya.
Yeah.
Yes, Surya, go ahead.
So you should be responsible and accountable for what you do. And as I said, creating innovative methods for your school and for your kids. So it is not just a 9 to 5 where children come and have this classroom lecture and go away. There are many competitions out there where the school should participate, as well as there are many trips out there, or anything which can to take your school to top and finest. It's just not a matter of months or years. It might take decades to get that recognition for your institution, for your educational institution. And it's not one man army. It's not like only principal should do, or only management does that. Or it's not like if you have a very good strategy, as you said, PR team, it's not a one man army. It is like everyone who come together, and this is how your educational institute goes to the top, by having very creative and innovative teachers, by having a very excellent principals, by the alumni also matters, and also the management. So these all come together, and if you put all of this together, and that is the thing, when you make your education one of the top and one of the finest. And coming on to the principal, there are a lot of positive and negative things happening. Like, it might be the cooperation of teachers. Not all teachers might cooperate with you. There are some teachers and some staff, even management, would not cooperate with your ideas or with your decisions. And it's up to you. We tell this leadership skills, and it's you how you follow the leadership skills, the abilities to run your institute. And always having a positive attitude, always saying a yes. I mean, that is one thing. And practicing the 21st century teaching methods, teaching and learning, that I can say here. we're understanding the perspective of each and everyone. So as I said, it's not a one-man army where you are responsible for this. I mean, each one of you are responsible for your institution, for your educational institution. So understanding everyone's perspective, what the management has to say, what your chairman's directors have to say, or what your teachers have to say. I mean, this all together come. Okay. And the trust and the confidence between you and your management. You know, principal is between all. She is between the management and the staff. She's between the nation builders and the future leaders. Like, you are the one who guides them all. So you are like the center of you are in the center, and you are like, you guide all, you also guide, and you also mentor the teachers as well as the students. That's what I said. So you should always have a positive relationship between them all. Like, you know, in past we had this. Whenever we used to see principals, we used to get scared, and you know, like, there was like that thing. But nowadays everything is so good. The relationship between a student and a principal is like a positive one. That says zyada respect hai. The children and the teacher should have respect more than fear for you. Okay, and that's what I would like to say here. Yeah, any questions or anything?
That was fantastic. Amazing insights there. You're talking about leadership, Rhea. Very, very essential and integral aspect of the management principle. You're fabulous. Your energy was very infectious, and you have an amazing smile. Keep the smile on. Yes, audience, what a fantastic evening that we've been having, and the session has gone for more than an hour and a half, and we all are still excited about this. Now, that's how we started. Now, this was the lifeline for K-12 schools. Now, all the educationists who have participated in this session, all the teachers, all the principals, thank you so much for amazing, wonderful time that you've given. You have been a fabulous audience. Now, just to give you a quick recap of what we have been doing, we started off where I said PR is very essential aspect. Integrate PR as one of the important aspects for your school to magnify your communication as a community. So you have to magnify that. And then we had Dr. Hemlata ma'am coming in and talking about what are the quick measures that schools can take to create a very impactful ecosystem, not only just for the education institution, but also for the children, the parents, the entire stakeholders who are involved in the community of a school. Because ultimately all of this is going to impact our children's life, and they are the nation's future troopers. And I had Keezer, who literally gave me a lot of information on how we can reach our audience more impactful way, in much more cost-effective way. And I must add, I have done away with the conventional way of marketing. I have a larger reach, and thank you so much for that insight, Keezer. You were fabulous. And yes, finally, we had the infectious Rhea, like I would like to call her that, if that is okay, Rhea, talk about the most influential, impactful aspect that is required, which is the leadership of a principal, of a management, to keep the community together. And that's the foundation, as she's put across. And that was a fantastic end for this wonderful day. And we are not done yet, people. Now, I have Keezer, who will be making some announcements, which will be a fantastic one for all the schools, principals, and educationists participating, where I would like, and also there is another fantastic announcement for all of you here who have been joining us. One is, today we will also be talking about, there is a special series called as B-Blog, which we have started for all the children. You can start sending us I will be leaving my email address in the group, which is spellbleague@gmail.com. which is our Gmail email address, where any content, if your child is writing, let's say they can, because I had some fantastic children from Spelby League write content on hunger, content on Spider-Man, creativity on the kids. We have also put up that blog there. And there was a girl from Jain International Residential Academy who created a blog name for herself called as Bina. That means to say bullying is not acceptable. So that was the essence. So this is the creativity that children has, and we have always had more creativity coming from children. So if you have access to children, we have a platform which is called as B-Blog, which is an absolutely free platform for creating writing contests. So please send in all the writings that the children are doing. If they're not doing, please don't discourage them when they say that they're fond of Pokemons or Doraemons or Power Rangers or any of these cartoons. Because what happens is when we start saying no, they will also rebel with regards to that. Instead of that, what we ask them is, hey, you like Doraemon, you like Pokemon, fantastic. So why don't you create your own characters of Doraemons and Pokemons and create your own stories about that and write to us, and we will publish it for you. And that's one of the initiatives being a part of Spelby League. That's also an announcement that I'm making, being the founder of the platform. If you are a school, if you are a children, if you have access to them, if they're writing, we have a platform, send it to us, we will publish it. And I also need to thank one of the special person who is Dr. Lata Murthy ma'am, who have been the support system for entire program that we have been doing. Because I am just filling in today for her. She's taking our initiatives across all the educationists in her network. Please keep sharing about our platforms, share it among more education community, because we are only the support system for the education institutions in the current situation. We are very fond of our schools, and we are fond of your school as well. And we'll be doing anything that is required for us to support, to enhance and articulate the amazing work all of you are doing. So on to the last surprise. I have Mr. Kizar Ahmed coming on stage on the platform again. Kizar, all yours. Go ahead.
I've done this announcement before also. Those schools who have no website, they can contact me. I'll be giving them free static website for 6 months. Designing, hosting, and domain name will be free for next 6 months. Let it be any school, they can contact me. From my side, I'll be designing, giving the domain name, and I'll be hosting the website free for the next 6 months. And if the school already has a website, I'll be giving them 6 months of free maintenance from my side. I know due to COVID-19, all education sectors are under loss. So I'll be helping all the education sectors throughout India from my side by doing these 2 steps. One is I'll be giving 6 months free domain name, hosting, and static website for a school. And if you already have a website, I'll be giving you people 6 months free maintenance for your website. Thank you.
Wow, that is an amazing announcement. Kizar, how these people can reach you if they want to get a hold of you? Can you please share your information in the chat, and where people can connect? Yes, share the WhatsApp group, be a part of it. I've shared my email address, which is spelbyleague@gmail.com, and Kizar's phone number is there. Thank you, audience. You were fabulous. You were fantastic. We are here to support you, all the educationists. This is a very hard time, and we all are in it together, and we raise above together as a community. So reach out to us, and we will all grow. We will all be the grow givers, like I keep telling. You have been doing fantastic work. Thank you so much. Kizar Technologies, fantastic platform, amazing work that you guys are doing, amazing announcement that you made. Dr. Lata Murthy ma'am, amazing support. You've always been our support system. Dr. Lata Murthy ma'am, again, you were fantastic. And we also had our guest, Dr. Shashi Pandey Sharma, being a part of this platform, and few of them couldn't be a part of it because the weather condition had played bad with their health. Once again, a fantastic session. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, Kizzer Technologies. Thank you, all
Thank
our
you, Madhu.
partners.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Lata Murthy. Thank you, Dr. Hemalata Murthy, ma'am. Thank you, Ria. And I thank Dr. Saida Nusrat also, who's not well, who wouldn't be a part today. And even Dr. Lata Murthy is not keeping well, so even she couldn't be a part. She is a part, but she couldn't speak today. I thank each
Amazing
and
people.
everybody. And Madhu, last but not the least, I thank you also, Madhu.
Pleasure is all mine, Kizzer. Pleasure is all mine. It's always fun to do this.
I thank all also.
Fantastic audience. A great evening. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time ahead. Bye-bye.